Hello, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we are going to talk about articles in French. Then, after explaining what are these articles, we are going to incorporate them into sentences just to express need in French. All right. So now, as you can see from the board, in French, we have three types of articles. Number one is right here, which is the definite articles, we have indefinite articles, and we have partitive articles. All right. So now let's take each one separately so I can explain to you what are they and the meaning into English or their meaning in English. Okay. Beginning with the number one article, which is what are the definite articles? The definite articles in French are le, la, l'apostrophe, and le. All right. So now we have four of them. So now in English, their meaning in English is the. So now you might ask, why should I have a single one in English and I have about four of them in French? It is just like this. That's the way it is. Because in French, for each noun, we supposed to based on the gender of the noun, we are going to choose either one of them. So now beginning with le, which is the top, which come in top of the list. So now le as a definite article in French is used in front of the masculine names or nouns for masculine noun. For example, if I have father, okay, if I have father, so now father, as you know it, that is a masculine gender. If I want to say the father, so now automatically, because father is père in French, that's why, example, I will definitely say le père. Just because father is a masculine noun, and that's why I definitely, if I'm using a definite article in front of it, I will definitely go with le because this is the masculine gender for the definite articles. Secondly, we have la. La is used in front of the feminine nouns, okay, and the feminine nouns, okay. So now we had father right here. Remember, we start with le, but now we on la. So now we have father, which is père in French, okay. So now to say the father, I would definitely have to put le in front of it because le is the masculine gender for the definite articles. So now, if I want to say the mother, what is mother in French? Do you know? So now, mother is feminine, definitely, okay? Because that is a feminine gender. So now, if I have to place in front of mother a definite article, I will definitely have to put la. Why? Because la is the article that we use for the feminine gender. So now, moving forward, we have l'apostrophe, okay? L'apostrophe. So now, l'apostrophe is used for words that begin with a vowel or nouns that begin with a vowel. So now, let's say l'apostrophe for words that begin with vowel or words that begin or nouns that begin with a quiet H. Okay, let me say H. and in bracket, silence. You don't really pronounce that H. Okay? So now this is when you have to determine either I use an apostrophe. So now it don't really matter if that word is a feminine or is a masculine. So now the only thing that I have to pay attention to is if that word is started with a vowel or a quiet H. For example, let's say one family member vocabulary that begins with a vowel. Let me think. Okay, let's just use any other vocabularies. For example, we have, let's say, school. School in French is école. All right, école. So now, if I want to say the school, because my school is started with a vowel, which is E, and definitely to say the school, I have to place L apostrophe in front of school. And now, um, what about the last one, which is le? Let's go move on top right here. Okay, I hope you can see. So, and on top right here, we have le. So when should I use le? I use le for the plural words. Okay, plural. So now example, if I want to say fathers, okay, in French, what should I do? I only have to add s at the end of pair, and that give you the plural mark. So now what should I place in front of pair? I only have to press le in front of it just to say the father. Okay, let me just put the little separation just for you to see. Okay, what is what? Very good, guys. So now definitely we finish with the definite articles, guys, because the name is extremely important because whenever you hear somebody talking about definite articles in French, you should be able to know, okay, if they're talking about definite articles in French, they refer to the in English, but what are they in French? We have le, la, le. And remember, le is used for masculine words or nouns. La is used for feminine nouns. L apostrophe, it don't really matter if the word is feminine or masculine, okay? So now, if it started with a vowel, or a quiet H. Okay, so now we have to use L apostrophe in front of it. Okay, then we have le, which is the plural mark for the definite articles. Don't forget that. And these are called definite articles. Don't forget definite articles. Very good. So now the second group of articles that we are going to talk about, we are going to talk about the second group will be the indefinite articles. Okay? Indefinite. Indefinite articles, right? Uh, Indefinite articles. What are they? Okay, and what is their meaning in English? The first indefinite article that I would like to introduce to you is un. The second one is une. The third one is de. So now, indefinite articles, un, une, de in French. Specifically, we have the first two, which means a or on in English, right? Then now for the last one, which is the plural one, It means some. Okay, some. Right. You are there with me. So now, when should I use un? When should I use une? And when should I use des? So now, number one, you use un when that word is a masculine word. Okay, a masculine noun. Okay, so now you use no matter the shape of the word. When I say shape of the word, it means that even though it started with a vowel, a consonant, a quiet H, a strong H, you have to use the indefinite article as it is. You understand? You don't really it don't really matter how how the word or this it don't really matter. The spelling of the word don't really matter in this case for the indefinite article because we only have three. We don't really have any apostrophe from none of them, right? So now the second one is une. Very good. So now you already have an idea when should I use une, and you use une, and your guess was correct. For the feminine nouns, right? Masculine nouns, feminine nouns, right? So now in there, which means some, and definitely you are going to place this in front of the plural noun. Okay, we have three of them. Okay, we have three of them, the indefinite articles. We have un, une, des. Don't forget that. So now, example number one. Let me use my example right here. Okay, so now let me put it right here. Example. If we're talking about a pen, a pen. So now, pen in French is stylo, right? Is stylo, and it is a male vocabulary, a male noun, right? So now, if I have to say a pen in French, I simply have to place this in front of it to say un stylo, un stylo. So now, example number two. We have the word ruler, ruler, which means règle in French, right? So now, règle is spelled that way, or a accent grave, G-L-E. And this is a feminine word. If I want to say a ruler, all right, a ruler. So now what should I say put in front of it? I have to place une in front of it because ruler is feminine and French. All right, to say une règle. And don't forget, this is R, guys. Okay, this is R, une règle. All right. So now, if I'm talking about more than one pen, example. So now in this case, remember stylo is pen, but if I'm talking about pens, so now my stylo should have S at the end of it. All right. So now, not all the time, the plural mark will be with S, but this is another a lesson. Just stay tuned, and you will have and um, all the grammar usage that you need just for your French class. All right. So now in this case, I will have to put des in front of stylo just to say des stylo, which is some pens. All right. These are the definite article and definite articles. Okay, so far. Then now I went for my grade 7 students, we just stop at definite and indefinite articles. But because this is a YouTube channel, I know some of you might want to know about the and positive articles. So now we are going to talk about the partitive article. Third of all, we are going to talk about the partitive articles, right? Okay, partitive articles. What are they? Okay, the partitive articles are de la, in French, de la, du, de, and l'apostrophe on des. All right. So now, as you can see it, all right, as you can see it, if you look at the name properly, you will see the word part from it. And these articles, they express some of a part of something. Okay, let's say it like that. All right. So now in English, all right, all they mean some. All right, some or a part of something. So now, as you can see it, we already did la. La is used for female. Definitely that de la as a partitive article. As a partitive article will be used for feminine. Okay, feminine. And let me leave the space for example. Okay, du is used for masculine. Okay, and de l'apostrophe is used when this word is started with a vowel or began and the vowel or a quiet H. Let me put silence in brackets. Silence again. Okay. This is when you use de la and de, definitely. That's why from the indefinite article, you saw that there means some. What? When we're talking about more, okay, more than one, which is plural. Now, if I want to say that I want some, let's say I want some, let me find a word that is a feminine word. Um, okay. Now, if I want to say that I want some apple, let's say apple, okay? Example for number one, de la. Don't forget they mean some, right? Apple in French is pomme, right? This is pomme, apple, right? So now to say some apple in French, you will say de la, de la pomme. Je mange de la pomme, ou je veux de la pomme. Tu peux me donner de la pomme, ok? C'est-à-dire, these de la means some, and because pomme in French is a feminine word, which is apple, don't forget that, and that's why we put de la in front of it. Okay, now let's talk about du now. Okay, du, don't forget du is used in front of the masculine word. Let me find another word. Let me see sugar. Sugar in French is sucre. Okay? If I want some sugar, I would say je veux du sucre, and some sugar will be du sucre, right? So now, another one that comes is de l'apostrophe, and de l'apostrophe is when your word is started with a vowel or begin in a vowel or a quiet H. All right. So now, let's say that we want some vegetable. A vegetable, okay? Vegetable in French is no, vegetable is legume. It is not started with a vowel. Sorry. Then let me look for something else. Uh, a word that is started with a vowel. A word that is started with a vowel, vowel, vowel. Give me one. Give me one. Uh, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. A word, something that is started with a vowel. We have um, a piece. Okay, a piece, which is spices. Okay, a piece. Let's say that we're talking about spicy. All right, spices, which is a piece in French, right? A piece, right? Then now, if I want some spicy, all right, so now I have to say, je veux de l'épice, de l'épice. Why? Because épice is started with a vowel, okay? Now, if I would like to say that I want some apples, okay? I want some apples, all right? So now remember, what is the word for apples in French? We have pomme, right? Which is S. Then this is our example. In front of apple, you will put des pommes. Je veux des pommes. I want some apples. Okay. Basically, guys, these are the word that these are what we call partitive article. I mean, in articles in French, we have first of all definite articles, which are le, la, l'apostrophe, les. Secondly, we have indefinite articles, which are un, une, des, and you know how to use them. And thirdly, we have partitive articles, which are de la, du, de l'apostrophe, en, des. Let's say, what is the difference between, what is the difference between the definite articles articles and the indefinite articles. What is the difference between the definite articles and the indefinite articles? Okay. Now, I will be using two sentences. As I said it before, your sentence could be positive or negative. Negative sentence. Okay? So now, for example, in English, if for a positive sentence, I would say, I have a pen. I have a pen. Just to make this same sentence a negative sentence, I would say, I do or don't. I don't have a pen. Very good. So now remember, in these two sentences, we're using the verb avoir. So now, if you study in French, you definitely have to know how to conjugate the verb avoir. Avoir, which means, let me just conjugate it on the side for you. Avoir, which is to have in English. So at the present tense, to conjugate the verb avoir, present tense, tense of avoir. Present tense of avoir. Okay? So now you would say, j'ai. If you didn't know it, just learn it now. But if you did know it, I mean, just review it. Tu as, il, elle, elle a, nous avons, vous avez, il, elles ont. Now, to say I have to use the first, okay, the first subject pronoun, and don't forget, the first one means I, and the second one means you, and in brackets I can put you singular, and the third one we have he and she, okay, and for the fourth one, which is nous, or nous means we in English, then vous means you. This you is kind of complicated, and another class we can talk about the pronouns in English and French. Okay, so we have they. The first one is they for a group of male, and the second they, which is L with S, will be for a group of female. Okay, so now I have a pen. In French would be, watch this, in French would be j'ai pen. Remember, we did that previously. We spoke about pen. What is pen in French? We say pen is stylo. So now, what is the gender of pen? Pen is a male. That's why that a for indefinite article will be j'ai un stylo. So now, in English, to use your positive sentence, um, I mean, you can use the indefinite article in your positive sentence as well as in your negative sentence. But in French, it is different. So now, if I want to transform this negative sentence to say I have a pen to a positive sentence into a negative sentence, what should I do? I have to use, okay, I have to use ne pas. All right, ne pas, and sometime you will see an apostrophe pas. A quick will note, don't forget, we're teaching. So now ne pas means do not, and I leave this blank space. All right, I leave this blank space just for the verb conjugation, okay? To say I do not have, my verb avoir will come into here. But I have two types. I have the first one is ne, which ne, and the second one is an apostrophe. So now you will use ne for the verb that are begin with a consonant, and an apostrophe for the verb that began, okay, for the verb that began and a vowel or a quiet H. And that's why to use my negative sentence, I would say je. Now, because avoir conjugated is began with a vowel, that's why I use an apostrophe right here. Then I put pas. You see my verb avoir? My verb avoir come in between ne and pas. But I use an apostrophe just because avoir started with a vowel. Don't forget that. Je n'ai pas. Now, you cannot use a definite article. You have to use de. Why? Because whenever, okay, you're using a negative sentence, all the definite and indefinite articles will have to transform or change to de, which is a preposition. And that's what I did right here. Okay, that's what I did right here, as you can see it. Okay, now for my positive sentence, I say j'ai un stylo, which is I have a pen. But if I don't have a pen, I cannot say je n'ai pas un stylo. All right, I put pen, sorry, but that should be stylo as well. Okay, that should be stylo. My bad. Stylo, right? So now in this case, to speak the proper French, you cannot say je n'ai pas un stylo, but the best way to say that is je n'ai pas de stylo. Now that is the word whenever you're using your a negative sentence, okay, instead of putting a definite article, you have to change that indefinite article into to de, which is a preposition. Don't forget that. And that the example you can see right here. J'ai un crayon, and remember, crayon is pencil. Now, if I don't have a pencil, I will have to say je n'ai pas de crayon. Now, talking about, we finished with the article, we finished about definite, indefinite, and partitive, and how to use them and why to use them that way, okay? And little transformation. So you got have to get it right. So now, remember we spoke about how to express need in French. To find out what someone needs in French, you will have to ask this question right here. Qu'est-ce qu'il te faut pour? So now I added pour just because in my grade 7 class, we were talking about school subject and school supplies, right? For example, it was qu'est-ce qu'il te faut pour l'anglais? What do you need for English, right? And now this is an informal way to do it. Don't forget that. So now what? If you want to ask somebody, like generally, what do you need? So now the question will be qu'est-ce qu'il te faut? Qu'est-ce qu'il te faut? Qu'est-ce qu'il te faut? What do you need? Right? So now, qu'est-ce qu'il te faut means what do you need? Right? So now remember, by using that te, it means that you are speaking informally, casually, right? But now, if you want to speak to an adult or to somebody with respect, you are going to use the same qu'est-ce qu'il, all right? Qu'est-ce qu'il. In this case, instead of using te, you are going to use vous and faut. Qu'est-ce qu'il vous faut? All right? Qu'est-ce qu'il vous faut? So now talking about vous, guys, vous is a subject pronoun in French, right? Vous is a subject pronoun in French, but vous could be used as you all or you plural in English or in French as well, right? You all, right? And also, you, vous could be used for a single person, but in this case, whenever you use it for a single person, you speak in formally. And that's why in the second line right here, in the second line right here, all right, we use vous just to say formal. And the first one is informal, casual. Okay, and the second one is informal. Don't forget that. So now to express or to find out what someone needs, don't forget I said the question is yes. Okay. Let me see. We're having a little technical problem. Okay. So now to express or to find out what someone needs, you will say qu'est-ce qu'il te faut? Qu'est-ce qu'il te faut? What do you need? Right? Then now, this is informal, guys. Don't forget that this is informal. Casual. All right? Then, qu'est-ce qu'il vous faut? Is formal. All right? And don't forget, I explained Vous as a subject pronoun could be used for you all or you plural. Vous as a subject pronoun could be used for you all or you plural, and as well as you singular, but in this case it is a formal way. All right, basically that's what you do when you want to find out what somebody needs. So now, to express your need, okay, to say that I need that particular thing, the other one, and this next one. So now you, number one, you can start by saying il me faut, il me faut, along with the thing that you need. For example, il me faut un cahier. Okay, il me faut un cahier. And a cahier in French means notebook. Okay, il me faut un cahier. So now by using, all right, by using un, you can see that I'm talking about a notebook, but I don't really specify what type of notebook. But now if I say il me faut, il me faut le cahier bleu. Il me faut le cahier bleu. So now as you can see it, from one, I use an indefinite article, and from two, I use a definite article. So now put in mind, if you read this, I need a notebook, but I need the blue notebook. So which means that from the second one, you can see that you are already at the place, or you are watching. Okay, you are looking at the thing, the notebook that you need, and that is the difference between using um, indefinite or definite articles. Don't forget that. And if you want to say, I don't have, remember, instead of using an indefinite article, you have to use de, which is de, which is a preposition. So now this is all, guys, for today, and I hope that you enjoy it. You know, this is just a beginning. We're trying to improve. We try our best just to bring to you the best videos ever. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Oh, how much?